Hey, it's Heather with Prescriptive Living. This is where our savvy singles come to get tips on life and love. Really, we focus on love here. We're doing life weekly sessions on Whimsical Wednesday, my personal Facebook page, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So join us, connect with me there if you want to be part of those. Last week, I started to talk about something that's really common in people's behavior, if I can get my words out, that is relevant to what we're talking about right here. So if you missed it, you may want to check it out because it impacts 65% of people, and it hinders something that we're hitting on hard today. Okay. So the theme of today is, how do you become indispensable? How do you become irreplaceable? How do you become consistently irresistible after time and decades with the same person? Is it possible? You better believe it is. Is it common? Heck no, it's not. Very rare, but it is possible. And this is something that's really important, I think, to hit hard right now, because we live in a time where jobs are being replaced by automation. Things are just shifting super rapidly. The way that things used to operate a couple decades ago is very different than how things operate today. And here's the scoop. If people aren't shifting with the times and the changes, and they want things to be the way that they were, well, guess what? They're not. They're not the way that they are. People meet people by swiping right. Even if you don't like the experience, it happens, right? They're swiping right, they're doing this, they're looking, they're screening, they're blocking, they're this, they're that. There's a lot of distractions. So if you don't know how to walk into your power, stay in your most highest valuable state, and deliver your contributions wherever you go, there is a chance that you're going to blend in with the crowd. And in the time that we live in, that is when you start to become irreplaceable, indispensable. People start to look for other things or people or things like that. So it's now more important than ever that people are truly finding their value, finding their voice, stepping into their power, and magnifying it, because we have too many distractions. We have too many things going on. It used to be okay to be status quo and to blend in, because there was a time where if you were just loyal and you would show up to a job, you could keep a job. Things have changed. Things have rapidly shifted. People do want agreeable people. They do want people who are coming and willing to give a lot, but they want more. People are expecting more, right? I mean, people are expecting 2-hour grocery delivery. What? I mean, for a movie, you used to actually have to go to a store and walk around the store and go find a cassette and purchase it and come home and play it to watch something. Now, you just buy one of the how many ever streaming services, hit play, and it's there, right? Everything shifted. Everything that you used to have to go to a Radio Shack for is now built into your phone. Radio Shack doesn't exist anymore. Why is that? Well, because they weren't progressing. They weren't moving with the times. In fact, 14 out of 16 businesses eventually go away because they fail to shift with what the market demands. So, as all of this is going on, not to be a buzzkill, but the most important thing you can do to be not like in a relationship, people who are in a relationship, 8 out of 10 couples, one feels isolated more often than not. How do you maintain your place where the person wants to be around you and wants to be, investing in you and staying with you and not bored by you after decades and decades and decades? There are absolute ways to make it happen. Okay, so I'm going to hit on 3 of those. I'm going to hit on 3 of the beliefs, not beliefs, but 3 of the building blocks that are essential. And then we're pretty much probably going to sign off. I'm going to leave you a really important nugget that if you miss this, you miss everything, because it's really it's profound. All right, there are 3 types of people in this world. There are those who come out and they add value. They make everything around them better that they want to make better. That's in their homes, that's in their work environments, that's wherever they're doing life. They show up, they bring their power, they walk in, and they make the space better. There are those who make the space worse, okay? So that might be the nagging spouse. That might be the always miserable person. That might be the person who's constantly can't figure out how to perform or what to do or what shifts to make. And so, they are not necessarily adding value. They're kind of being like a drag in some capacity. And then there's those who just simply exist, right? And that's where, like I said, 8 out of 10 people in relationships live. They're like roommates, they exist, there's not a lot of vibrancy. Being irreplaceable in a time and space that we live in requires that you be the person of value, that you being the one who comes in. You are the one who knows your worth and value, and you're walking in your power, you're walking in your zone, and you are clear on what you're doing, what you're wanting, and what's going on around you. You're not wondering what's happened. What's going on. Why did something shift? Why did I lose my job? Why did, this company have layoffs? All of these things. They are prepared and aware that things are moving rapidly, and they are progressing as rapidly as they can with the changes going on to remain relevant, valuable, and indispensable. So that is something that is key if you want to be in that zone. Now, how is this done? How is it done, and what blocks that type of outcome from happening? I'm going to hit on it right now, and then I'm going to share a big old beautiful nugget, and then we're going to sign off. Okay, so there's 3 things in this triangle. It's a triangle I created. I'm no artist, clearly no artist. All right, but the first thing is beliefs. What we believe is almost what we get, but sometimes we don't even get what we believe. We get less. We get what we expect. And if the expectation and the belief, and there's a gap in that, we actually get the lower level of it. But here's the thing. If what we're believing is not an accurate, aligned accurately with what we're trying to get, our belief is what blocks us from getting the outcome we desire. Mind makes up 80% of success in life. So that's a huge area. Huge. All right, so belief is one thing. Second thing is, what are we focusing on, right? Are we focusing on, the que sera, right? If it's meant to be, it'll be. Are we focusing on something where that's a belief, but it can be something that's tied to action too, and how we go about and approaching things? If we're focusing on doing an action that does not create good outcomes of what you're looking to get from whatever it is, you won't get the right result. Okay, so it's the action to get the right result. Those have to be in alignment, or else if you're focusing on the wrong thing, the wrong result happens, and that's what happens every time. Final thing is skills. Skills make up 20% of that story, and having skills can make or break a lot of things in your job and in communication and in relationships, things like that, and conflict. But it's 20% of the story, okay? Here's the real kicker. You miss one of these things, thinking, action, or skill, you won't get the outcome you're looking for. All 3 have to be working in harmony to get good outcomes. How do you know if you have a belief, an action, focus, or skill challenge? Well, it has to do with your outcomes. Are you getting what you want or not? If you're not, it's because of one of these 3 reasons. And if you don't shift one or all 3 of them, you won't get different outcomes. And that's just the story. We all get to choose how we're going to go about the story of our life and love and all of that. That's the beauty of it. But these 3 all have to work. One of these arms is off. One of these, the whole thing crumbles. All 3 have to be in harmony. We make it easy to get to this outcome, this understanding, this awareness, to be able to execute really well on self-mastery and relational mastery, leadership development. And so that is all we do within our programs. We hit this 3-part pyramid for success. Now, here's the nugget. Here's the golden nugget I was sharing with you that is literally the biggest thing I'm going to say. So The fourth wealthiest person in the world is the kingpin of investments, okay? Their stocks for a single stock, for a share of a single stock, is like $350,000 for one stock, one share of stock in Berkshire Hathaway, okay? Warren Buffett is the man I'm talking about. When Warren Buffett was asked the best investment he has ever made in his life, do you know what his answer was? It wasn't a self-improvement course. He invested in himself to overcome the things he needed to overcome to get better. That is the best investment that the Oracle of Omaha has ever made. I mean, wow, that's awesome. And it's true. You are your value. You are your asset. You are the gift that you have to deliver to this world. And if you don't know that right now, that is the starting place and the starting block that you need to tap into so that you can find the areas that you're excited about. You can find the beliefs that you have that have brought you to a place that maybe are blocking you from getting where you're going and seeing your potential and knowing your potential. There are so many layers to this. Like I said, in our Fail Proof Your Life course, we go over 50 layers deep, and we're basically scratching the surface because this discovery does not end while you have breath in your body. And the only opportunity to do any of this is while you have breath in your body. Because once it's gone, game over, the chances and the opportunity to get where you're going, to enjoy your journey and make the most of this beautiful life you have end, right? So it can be done. It's totally achievable. But it really does come down to each person becoming their most valuable, vibrant, contributing self. The ways to do it are plentiful. The opportunities exist. And I invite you to join us if you want to. All right. Cheers to living and loving well. We'll see you all very soon.